All right, we back, y'all. Super Bowl week. Got my good friend Anthony Smith. Anthony, where are you originally from?
Originally, I'm from West Palm Beach area, little small town you guys may have heard of called Belglade. We got a lot of athletes that come out of Belglade.
Oh yeah.
But I've been bouncing around all around Florida, but that's where I'm originally from. I'm a native of Belglade. Moved up to Fort Lauderdale, Gainesville, Jacksonville, and now over in Ocala. So been all around.
Did y'all hear it? Y'all heard it from Anthony. He's back in my little town, Ocala, where I was there for 55 years. And let's just say I wish I was back. Jacksonville ain't nothing to play with. But anyway, um, and something very important about Anthony, guys, he is a Raiders fan. So, Anthony, how you feel about Cliff Kingsbury spurning y'all, going to the Commanders, and leaving you for a while without an offensive coordinator?
I'm actually okay with that. I'm hoping that we keep intact the coaching staff that we have. I'm ecstatic that we kept Antonio Pierce because our history has shown that when we've walked away from these interim coaches, it hasn't turned out well. And
You
just
mean like
looking
you
at,
mean like you mean like giving John Gruden $100 million contract for 10 years and
oh
he didn't do anything?
yeah, exactly, yeah. And I'll be honest. I was all for the John Gruden move when they brought him in, but that was too much to give him for that. But when you look at some of the interim coaches we've had, Tom Cable came in after we lost. I think it was Lane Kiffin, who was a good coach, who's over in New Orleans now. And Tom Cable did a really good job for us a few years back, but they let him go.
Hmm.
Same thing happened with uh, Rich Bisaka. He
He
came
he
in
did a
after we
great
let
job.
go. Yeah, when we let go John Gruden, he came right in. Everything picked up and we was running smooth. We
And y'all
decided
went
to turn
and
away
y'all went
from
to the playoffs.
him. Exactly.
And
And you look at Antonio Pierce, he did the same thing. And I think this is what we need. The offense, we get all these offensive minded coaches, which is great. I'm a big fan of offense, but the defense always suffers. But when Antonio Pierce stepped in, that defense started to really play. And I think that's what we've needed. So I'm excited for next year. I can't wait to see what he does.
man,
I
I'm talking
hope
about
they
really
keep
play.
everything in stack.
Really play. You put 60 points on somebody, and what was it, the Chargers? And
Yeah,
and then the quarterback only had 60 yards of passing. That's all
right.
defense. So
Yeah.
um, I actually like to hire also Mark Davis. These owners, they get in their own way. They want
Yeah.
to big name somebody that they got to
Mm-hmm.
give all the money to. So fact of the matter is, he's still paying Gruden. And
Right.
now he's also playing Josh McDaniels. And here you got a guy who's just sitting there that I don't want a lot, man. Just give me the opportunity because I love this
Right.
game. So
Right.
I hear y'all went and got some OC named Lex or something.
Uh, I
Luke.
have to get back. Yeah, I have to get his name from you. I know who you're
Yeah,
talking
Luke,
about. I have to
Luke,
pull his
Luke,
name
Luke
up here.
Rover, something like that. I don't know much about him.
Yeah,
He's okay. Is that the one that came from the Browns?
I'm thinking so. Yeah, I'm checking
Yeah,
it
so
out for you
he
now.
didn't he was like the OC over there. But my only concern about picking him, I don't know why people act like they don't want Eric Bieniemy. My only problem with picking would be picking him is he actually didn't call the plays.
Right.
Um, Zach, the coach over there, called the plays. He didn't call the plays, so we'll see.
Yeah, and to touch on your point about Eric Bieniemy, he should have been a coach a long time ago. I don't know why everybody keep bypassing him, but Eric Bieniemy should have been a coach years ago. But we don't know what that situation is.
I've heard all kind of excuses. Well, he didn't call the plays. That Andy Reid did everything, but yet every OC been under Andy Reid who has never called the plays. They all got a head
They
coaching
get a
opportunity.
job, right?
Sometimes I think it's maybe the way he look. He looks rough. Needs to shave. I mean, he's old school, hard on the people. I cut it dry like he is. Sometimes you got to soften up a little bit. The way I do it, man, go in the interview, soften up a little bit, get
Right.
the job, then the real you can come out. I mean, you hate to
Right.
say fake it, but he gonna have to do something because it's not working. Hopefully, he get a job. I thought the Steelers should have picked him up as an OC.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah. But
And I'm gonna
you
tell you
speak.
another thing.
Mhm,
There's no reason that when we talk about Eric Bieniemy, there's no
mhm.
reason that Brian Leftwich shouldn't have a job in the NFL either.
No, he should. As an offensive coordinator, he's been great. But that brings up the guy I wanted to mention to you. Another guy who I think should have had a coaching job years back is Raheem Morris.
Yes,
Falcons just hired him, and
yes.
I remember when he took over as the interim coach for the Buccaneers, and he did an outstanding job with the Buccaneers. Thought he was going to get the job. The team loved him, but they decided to go a different direction. And he's kind of floated around. So I'm glad he has an opportunity as a head coach now. I don't know what he's going to be able to make out of the Falcons, but I hope he. I'm glad they're giving him the opportunity there.
You got a little backwards. When he was 34, he was the Buccaneers head coach for 3 years, full time
Okay,
coach.
okay, okay,
They
okay,
fired him. That was 13 years ago. He's learned a lot, and he was an interim coach for the Falcons last year.
okay, okay.
When they fired their coach and he brought the team up. He lost some games, but everything was close. He did a good job, and the owner wouldn't look at him. He did an interview and he didn't get it. So he goes to the Rams. This is what I love about the Rams. And be
Right,
Sean
right,
McVay's defensive coordinator, and the Rams told everybody that they should hire him as a head coach. They love this guy. They were pushing the whole thing. They called up the Falcons and said, "This is your guy right here." So I love that a team loved him so much that they wanted to make sure that he got a head coaching opportunity. They tried everything they could and it
right,
worked.
right. Yeah, and I love to see that. That's a big job.
Yeah. Hey, so talking about Super Bowl week, man, I'm just gonna tell you, Anthony, if you was in Jacksonville, I would say I don't know if I want to have a Super Bowl party or not. Because to be honest with you, I don't like neither team in there. I'm just telling you, the Chiefs shouldn't be in there. All y'all Chief fans, bandwagon hoppers, you could jump on me. You shouldn't have beat the Bills.
Right,
You definitely shouldn't have beat the Ravens. And
right,
talking about that game, Lamar Jackson, I'm so disappointed in you. This was your time that you could take the team to the Super Bowl. Everybody's saying you ain't nothing but a running back, but you let that get in your head. We'll not run the ball. They
right.
let the running backs run the ball 6 times. Lamar sitting there in the pocket, just sitting there. And my biggest thing with him, he needs some pocket awareness. You just can't sit back there. Move up, Tom Brady uses that move up and
Yeah,
fire. Move around, he's just sitting there patting the ball, patting the ball,
yeah.
patting the ball. And Chris Jones come and say, "Give me that." You gonna sit up there and pat it?
Right, right.
That was cool story. And then basically what happened after that, when the Chiefs went up 17-7, the Ravens got out their game plan. They stopped
Yeah.
running the ball. They panicked. You only down 10 points. And this is the crazy thing. Their defense did not allow the Chiefs to score a point in the second half. And all you can come up with is 10 points.
You're absolutely right. Yeah,
Zay Flowers over there showboating. You see that ball I caught, bro? You down 10, man. Pushing the
exactly.
guy on the ground. I don't put it all on him because he's a rookie. I thought they put too much on him being a rookie. Where was OBJ? Where was Rashad Bateman?
Exactly.
Nelson Aguilar? I mean, all these guys, and he just kept throwing to Jay Flowers. So a rookie is gonna make mistakes. Then he throw it to him again and get a first down around the 20-yard line. He
Right.
he wants to jump. I tell everybody. You remember that Des Bryant catch years ago
Mm-hmm.
against Seattle?
Yeah.
Do not try to stretch the ball toward the goal line. Those defensive guys do their job. They hit it. Man, bruh, stop trying to. I'm gonna get it. It got to be me. It doesn't have to be you.
Right. It's a team effort.
So,
Yeah, I agree
so
with you
that
100%. And like you said, it is kind of shocking that Zay Flowers ended up being their top receiver in that game. They and you gotta give a look. I mean, I agree with you. I feel like the Ravens should have beat them, but you got to give a little credit to Kansas City. They shut down the people that they needed to shut down. Mark Andrews. with 2 catches for Mark Andrews. He's got to do better than that, and he's the key receiver on that team. And if you take him out, yeah, I don't think OBJ is the same OBJ he was, back
No,
when
he's
he was
not
in New York.
because he doesn't
You
have the
know,
separation with all those leg injuries.
exactly. So, they're relying on Mark Andrews, and when you take him out, these other guys, I love Zay Flowers. I think he's going to have a great career.
Yeah, he
But
is.
like you said, he's a rookie. That's too much weight to put on him to try to carry this through the playoffs. So, I have to give Kansas City credit for that for putting a good defensive plan against them. And again, like you said, taking them out of their game, having them not run the ball. I don't know what the Ravens were thinking. You know,
Well, I'm
they
going to tell you something now.
uh huh.
Um, Kansas City defense been good all year. For a while, they were carrying that offense.
Yep.
That defensive coordinator that they got, that's the same guy that was the defensive coordinator on the Giants when they won their 2 Super Bowls against Tom Brady. He
Oh
was the
yeah.
one that took their undefeated season away. The man can fire up a defense. Now, this is the thing. Bills ran all over. They put up 182 on Kansas City defense.
Right.
So this is what the Ravens act like they didn't even study the game that was the week before. So basically, this Kansas City defense is like number 2 in passing. But guess what? Against the run, they're number 18. So what you think I'm gonna do? Run? And the Ravens
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna prove Lamar Jackson, bruh. Just get to the Super Bowl. I don't care if you got to run it in, throw it in, whatever. Get to the Super
Mail
Bowl.
it in.
Don't
Just
worry
get it
about the
in
narrative.
there.
They're gonna talk about you either way. They're gonna say you didn't throw the
Right.
ball good enough. Man, just get in there. And to me, they missed an opportunity. And I don't know if the Chiefs is gonna be as low like this as they were ever again with wide
Right.
receivers jumping the ball, dropping the ball, don't have a number one wide receiver, and you may not catch them this week again. No way Andy Reid gonna sit up there off season and say, I'm not gonna bring a top receiver in. So
Exactly.
all Buffalo and Ravens, you probably didn't miss your opportunity. Because
Oh
Mahomes
yeah.
gonna put it on you now.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I mean, the only thing we got to look at next year is they may, if even if they get a top receiver, is who's going to be the other person because you got to think Kelsey's going to wear out at some point, and I don't know if he's going to be the same receiver next year as he's been because I thought, to be honest with you, I thought he was done maybe a year or two ago. He stepped up a little bit last year, but a couple of years ago, he started to look like he was declining. But he was able to pick everything back up. So you got to wonder how much Kelsey has left in the tank. And if they
Well,
don't, they get
speaking of
that
that,
star
this
receiver.
year, speaking of that, this year he started off horrible. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
man, he done lost it. I mean, people went and got him the first round on their fantasy teams and
yep,
said, if you picked him as a first round on your fantasy team, most likely you didn't make the playoffs. And
right,
he didn't look good, but hey, they doing the Jordan Bull things now.
yeah,
New York Knicks. Who was that? Yeah, New York Knicks and Reggie Miller. You could beat me
right.
all you want to in the regular season. Try to beat me in the five
In
game
the
series though.
playoffs,
Try to
yeah,
beat me in a 7 game series. Playoff come, they step it up another notch, and that's what
exactly.
Mahomes and Kelsey. Not Kelsey said, I ain't dropping nothing now.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah. But it's going to be interesting now. I may be jumping ahead a little bit for you here, but you were speaking about where the Chiefs were ranked. I found it interesting that they were actually ranked higher defensively than San Francisco, because everybody looks at San Francisco as one of the top defenses in the league. But like you said, the Chiefs have been dominating on defense. They actually ranked number 2 in defense, and I think Niners are just number 8. So I think they kind of flew under the radar a little bit on everybody defensively. Everybody's
Oh
looking at
yeah,
their offense.
they actually woke up. Look, switching thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, the Lions and the Niners. That
Hmm.
conference game.
Yeah,
Dan Campbell, I love you, man, but you got to be one of the dumbest coaches out there. Okay, so look, so being aggressive got you there, but you got
right,
to understand certain games. You got to change your philosophy and your way of thinking. You up
right,
24/7, and you trying to go for it. Kick a field goal. You could have been up
Exactly.
about three scores, and the Niners don't have a chance to come back. He went for it
Right.
on fourth down twice and did not kick the field goal, and his team ended up losing. That's his
Right.
fault. He can say, and then he got the nerve enough on the post game say there is a good chance, most likely we will not be back here again. It was too hard to get here. So, as a uh, player, you think that makes me feel good? I have to get up. He might slap me, but I got to say, Coach, you're the reason why we lost.
Hell, hell,
And
that's
they stopped running the ball too. I mean,
yeah.
give a 21-yard run, boom, boom, and all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden they now hand it to you. Josh Reynolds or whatever his name is, he
Josh
dropped too
Reynolds,
many
yeah.
balls.
Yeah, he did.
But
And
Lions
and
had that.
he's supposed to have that connection with Goff because they played together back in LA with the Rams, but
Right.
didn't show off in that game.
No, and how disappointed are you to be around a Lions fan? So it took you 30 years to get a playoff game and
Mm-hmm.
32 years to have a home playoff game or never had a home playoff game,
Right.
and you blow it. Well, it wasn't a home
Disappointing.
game to actually make it to a conference championship game. 32 years, and
Yeah.
you at the Niners Stadium, and you're killing them. The crowd is out. The crowd is quiet. It's been 32 years, and you ain't won nothing since 1950, and you're gonna go out
Yeah.
there and blow it. There's a time where somebody, OC or something, say, Coach, I know you're in charge, but don't you think we need to kick the field goal and kind of play this clock some? And he just blew it. Once they lost that momentum, Purdy
Oh
went down
yeah.
there and did a couple of good drives. Going back to the defense, I got Kansas City winning the Super Bowl. I'm finna go there now, and I'll tell you the reason why. I'm not impressed with the Niners defense. Packers come in there, should have won, being the
Yeah.
number 7 seed. That's another one. Had the game in hand. But you got those defensive backs. Purdy kept throwing them the ball right in their chest and they kept dropping it. If they
Yeah.
catch one of those interceptions,
Yeah.
the game is over.
I'm gonna say this, and and people, especially Niner fans, may hate me for saying it, but I think people give Brock Purdy way too much credit for what he does. Um, is he a good? Is he a decent quarterback? Yeah, I'd say he's a decent quarterback. Is he as good as everybody makes him out to be? Like this godsend that has happened to the Niners? I don't see him that way. Like you said, he'll go into fits where he'll toss some interceptions, and I can, like you said, I can see that happening in the Super Bowl when the Chiefs start pressuring him. I really believe that when they get into the Super Bowl, the pressure of that game is going to bring Brock Purdy down to reality, and that's going to take them out of their game. Their saving grace is going to be if Christian McCaffrey can carry them on their shoulders.
And
That that's my take on it.
if I'm Spats, the great defensive coordinator on the Chiefs, he's gonna do a Bill Belichick thing on him. Bill Belichick will take your main weapon away from you. Whatever
Yes.
you did good, he's gonna take it away. First thing I'm going in there at the Chiefs defense, I'm taking CMC away from him. Brock, I'm gonna make you win it. And the
Right.
problem with Brock is as long as he's in a system and ain't got no pressure, oh, he looks fantastic. I mean, this
Exactly.
guy, I mean, how could he be the last pick of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant? But if he get any pressure on him, he doesn't do good. And the main thing that I've noticed with Brock Purdy, don't let him get behind. See,
Oh
he's
yeah.
fine as long as he's got the lead. But if they get down, which they might be, and he gonna be like, I don't know, you know, I don't know what to do. You know, I'm not gonna knock on the guy because Jimmy G had the same thing, and Jimmy G just wasn't no good. He couldn't get
Yeah.
it to him. I mean, the last Super Bowl, he gonna close his eyes on that pass to Emmanuel Samuel, who had beat the guy 10 yards. Bro, you can't make that pass, and you closing your eyes. I know you're somewhere. I mean, so, but Brock is gonna try to do. And what I do like about Brock, he will run.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Because on the
will.
Lions,
Yeah.
he put up 52 yards, 3 carries for 52 yards. And I'm like, Lamar, you see what? He ain't even a runner. This is what you were supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
But
Yeah,
I got the Chiefs winning it. I don't have a as they say a gun in this fight or a hand in this
right.
fight.
Yeah, I don't have a
I
dog in the
wouldn't
fight
mind the
either.
Niners
Yeah.
winning it for Kyle Shanahan to finally get his first win. Because, bruh, Kyle, you can't keep coming back there. You keep going to these conference games.
Yep.
You went to a Super Bowl, uh, two conference games, and now you're back in the Super Bowl again. And don't forget, you were there as the Falcons OC 28-3 that we can't
Yep.
never forget. You was running
Yeah.
that. And the only thing you had to do was run the ball one or two times in the whole second half. All
Yep.
you had to do. So uh, he's got to get this one. And yeah, okay. Something came up on my screen, but we still recording.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know,
Yeah.
he's got to get this one because he didn't go in there too many times. And if not, we're gonna have to hear about the rest of our life. That can't. Mahomes is the GOAT. There's nobody better than him. There's nobody can beat this and that. And this is what I learned about with the GOAT stuff.
Hmm.
With the GOAT stuff, sometimes with the NFL, you got to get very lucky. Ball
Oh yeah.
bounce your way.
Yeah.
I just hope the referees call a good game. Not none of that. We gonna give a flag because it's the Chiefs stuff that they didn't call it all game. But when
Let
the
them
Chiefs
play.
are down or critical, we gonna give. We just gonna make sure that Mahomes and Kelsey and Taylor Swift win the Super Bowl. Uh, call
Let's
the
not
game
talk
right.
about Taylor Swift.
Call the game right. Mahomes getting up off the ground. First thing he does is look around. Give him a flag. He touched my arm. Come on, man, just play.
Right. Yeah, this game doesn't need to be won by the referees. Let them go out and play. And, as long as ain't nobody hurt nobody, let them go out and play. Let it be decided on the field between the players, not the referees.
Absolutely. Don't get some pass interference call from just nowhere, like against the Eagles.
Oh
You know that a little tug, bruh. You let them do that all game. I know, but uh, the Chiefs are only down 3 points, and we don't want the Eagles to get the ball. Come on, man. Just do it fair.
Right.
I mean, like somebody said, you already got to go against Andy Reid, Mahomes, and Kelsey. You don't need
Right.
to be going against
The
the
referees
striped
too.
receivers also.
Yeah. Hmm. Well, I'm hoping it's going to be a good game. They're hyping it to be a good game. I'm right along with you. I feel like the Chiefs are going to win it, but I don't have any. I don't have a dog in the fight either. But I would love to see the Niners pull it out. Not for Brock Purdy, but just to take something away from. And I'm playing devil's advocate here, just to take something away from the Chiefs a little bit here. I mean, I'm a Raider fan. I can't let the Chiefs keep winning.
Absolutely, I was going to say that. People, he don't have any prejudices or anything against the Chiefs except they are in his AFC West division, and that's how you should feel. Do you
Right.
want your division to, win for our division? No, I actually want you to lose it for our division. So,
Right.
I think it's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. It's the last game, of this, of the season, and we got Usher, Lil Jon. I hope you bring
Oh
Lil
yeah.
Jon. I know he is at halftime. I got to
Yeah,
stay
of
for that.
course. I won't be surprised if he don't bring Luda with him too.
Oh
I can
yeah,
see
that's
that.
right.
Yeah.
The whole ATL, the
Oh
whole
yeah.
ATL group.
The whole ATL posse. Yeah. I
Yeah.
can definitely see that.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. So that's gonna be. I've been looking at the football shows, man. They keep playing that song that Lil Jon beat, man, on every show. I mean, what? Look, I could tell y'all fired up, right? I would too.
Right.
And he might even bring that little boy that he found.
Oh, he's got another one.
The little guy that he found.
Justin
That
Bieber.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Bieber might be right up in there.
Oh yeah. I can see that too. Yeah.
I say little boy. He ain't no little boy now, but
Yeah, that's
back
right.
then. Now he's a little boy that gets in trouble.
Right.
Yeah, Yeah,
You
that'd be
know,
good.
that
All
should
right,
be an
Andrew. Well,
interesting
hey, I
concept, though.
appreciate your time, man. Thanks for coming on, man. I know this is your first one, man, but you did awesome.
Appreciate it. Yeah, invite me anytime. I'd be more than happy to talk football with you.
Yeah, so we might look. Probably may do one more after the Super Bowl to just say, "Didn't I tell you?" I mean,
Yes, sir.
all right, man. Have a good night. All right.
All right, you too.